over this crest, he will cross the line and will win the championship.
Opportunities, incredible move, what a deserved victory. We tried, well done, brilliant job. And now we got a race for the lead. It's off into the wall. He's gonna go to the inside.
Hello and welcome to the V8 Supercars America Series. I am Kane Kraft. Unfortunately, JD's not with us tonight. We are here for the very first race of the season with these brand new cars. We're here at Oulton Park. I'm hearing a lot of great things about these cars. Can't wait to get in here and see the action and see what these new cars are going to do. Lots of good feedback on the suspension, tires, everything. Everybody really seems to like this new build. Alright, looks like qualifying has just about wrapped up. Let's take a look at the qualifying. There we go. Looks like Ken Kugamaya going to be on the pole here tonight. Nope, sorry. That's going to be Ethan Greg Galt here with us today. He's going to make the pole. Ken Kugamaya in second. Jason Blackhall in third. Jake Burton with us tonight as well. He'll be going off from fourth. Corey Preston fifth. Sean Kelly sixth. Michael Cracknell will be going from seventh. Sanjan Delalic eighth. Dale Niche from ninth. Adam Zettinger 10th. Paul Gorell 11th. Ryan Shelton 12th. Tony Klusterman from 13th. Marlon McMullen from 14th. Marty Carroll 15th, Sean Macbeth 16th, Chris D'Angelo 17th, Craig Jones 18th, Raymond Stair 19th, Quentin Young 20th. Wrong button. Let's finish that out if I can get it up there. Martin Ware 21st, Michael Vanderhaas 22nd, Richard Lucky 23rd, and Chris Lucky 24th. These guys setting to go here in just a little bit. Sorry for the late start, guys. Just now got the whole update and everything, and it was being kind of problematic for me, but I got it all done in here in time for the race, so that's something a little new here for me lately. But things looking good for Oulton Park here today. Brand new car. Like I said before, this is going to be a lot of fun. Everybody starting to grid up here. Ethan Greg Galt out on the pole. This will be Ethan's first race back. I think he might have only raced a race or two last season, so we haven't seen Ethan Greg Galt in a long time. Revs are up. These guys ready to get going here. Green light goes. These guys are off racing. by side up there, just ahead of Corey Preston. It's like Corey's off the road there just a little bit. He's able to get back on, not lose too much space there. That'll be Mick Cracknell just ahead of him. And Sean Kelly to the outside. Fantastic to see Sean Kelly here with us today. Been waiting to see Sean join back up and race some of these America's races. Back behind Sean Kelly, Adam Zettinger in 8th, Ryan Shelton back in 9th. Let's go back up the front and take a look at who's leading here. Ethan Greg Galt, followed by Ken Kugamaya in the Simworks machine. Jake Blackhall back in 3rd. Jake Burton in 4th, with Mick Cracknell in 5th. Corey Preston, even after an off half a lap or so ago, still finds himself in 6th, with Sean Kelly close behind in 7th. He's back here in 14th. He is right on the bumper of Craig Jones. Dale and Craig having probably the closest battle on the track right this second. There is another close one up here with Sean Kelly and Corey Preston. Corey out in front of Sean there by half a second. I want to thank you guys for tuning in live here today and finding the show. A late start getting the show posted online for you guys to find. Looks like you guys managed to find it okay. Not on iRacing Live here today, as I wasn't for sure that I was going to broadcast the race today. High school reunion was tonight. I was probably supposed to go to that, but yeah, this is the first race of the V8Supercars season. Jake Burton back in 4th, getting kind of racy there on the back of Jake Blackhall. Jake finished out last season here in the Americas Series with a couple of really good results. There's Jake Blackhall I was talking about. Jake Burton, of course, is usually having some pretty good results. He's been mainly concentrating on the V8Supercars Online Premier Series, I think. Commentating and racing in that series over there. They're doing a great job. Come back here further back to the pack. Craig Jones has caught up to Sean McBeth in 12th. Still got Dale Niche all over him. These guys really close together. This is panning out to be a really good race in these new cars. Tony Klusterman back in 15th. He's got Raymond Stair in 16th back behind him. Raymond Stair under some pressure from Chris D'Angelo. Quentin Young back in 18 with pressure from Martin Weir. Richard Lucky, his first time in the series, that I'm aware of. He's got a relative back behind him, Chris Lucky, in 21st. Keeping the cars clean here for their first time out in the V8 Supercars Americas Series. Marlon McMullen back in 22nd with a really rough start. It looked like qualifying was not the best there for Marlon. Maybe something happened. We'll probably find out in the post-race interviews exactly what happened to Marlon there. Michael Vanderhaas back in 23rd. Paul Gorell in 24th. He's a lap down, so tough break for Paul Gorell. I was really thinking, of course, the season's just getting started, but definitely think Paul Gorell will be one to watch this season, as well as Marlon, of course. And if Ethan Griggold runs the season, Ethan will be one to watch, as well as Ken Kugemaya, Jake Burton, Sean Kelly if he runs the whole season. So many great drivers here tonight that I really would just love to see run the whole season. So back up at the front, Ethan Griggold starting to take away, or starting to pull away rather, from Kane Kugemaya. Back in second, Kane 4.3 seconds off the bumper of Ethan Griggold. A little wobble there from Kane. That's going to let Jake get just a little bit closer. Jake now under a second behind Kane. But Jake under some pretty serious pressure from Mick Cracknell from SDC Motorsports. And Mick don't have a whole lot of breathing room. Back to Corey Preston in the number 12 machine, back in 5th. Maybe just a room for a breath or two between Corey and Sean. Sean's got some pressure from Jake Blackhall. Looks like Jake Blackhall's got a little bit of damage there now to his machine as he's fallen back a few spots. Just happened to miss that one, I guess. Great battle up here at the front. Second, third, and fourth, and fifth. Kane Kugemaya leading this pack in second place. Jake Burton in third. Mick Cracknell fourth. And then Corey Preston in the Boost Mobile machine. Or not Boost Mobile, but 6 Boost rather. In fifth place. Track here at Oulton Park proven to be quite difficult to pass at. Whoa. Corey Preston cut her just a little close there to the tire. Stack of tires there. Couldn't tell if he made contact or not. He was able to keep the car on the road. Lost just a little bit of time to Mick Cracknell up there. Mick Cracknell now to the inside. Jake Burton. Contacts made. Jake Burton around. Got to see all that from the view of the 6 Boost machine. Let's take a look back and see exactly what happened from an outside camera view. There we go. Wow, it looked like Nick might have just got off the track just a little bit and just couldn't quite hold it up. A little bit of contact there with Jake. Sent those guys right around. Let's take another look at it from a different angle. Or the same one. Yeah, tough break for those guys. Looked like Mick got just off track, just enough to kind of lose track of his car there. And a little bit of contact with Jake on the outside. Pretty much ended the race for those guys. So that's going to move Corey Preston up into third. Sean Kelly into fourth. Jake Blackhall up into fifth. Adam Zettinger, another driver to really keep an eye on this season. He really was on the move last season, especially there toward the end of the season. Definitely a driver to keep an eye on. Sanjin Delilac back in 7th. Ryan Shelton in 8th. A great run here for Ryan Shelton so far today. He's got Marty Carroll back behind him in 9th. And Craig Jones up into 10th. Mick Cracknell has fallen down into 11th, just ahead of Dale Niche in 12th, and Tony Kluscherman in 13th. Sean Macbeth in 14th, Raymond Stair in 15th, Chris D'Angelo 16th, Martin Wares in 17th, and Richard Lucky in 18th, with Chris Lucky in 19th. Checking back on our leader real quick, that is going to be Ethan Greg Galt. He has pulled away to nearly 9 seconds now over Corey Preston. Corey Preston, he's still got some pressure there from Ken Kugemaya. Or rather, Corey has gotten around Ken Kugemaya and up into 2nd place. So Ken Kugemaya looks like he might be falling off pace just a touch, or Corey Preston is just really digging these new cars. Either way, Corey's starting to pull away from Ken Kugemaya a little bit. Sean starting to gain on him. We've got a race here for the 3rd position. It's Sean Kelly in 4th, Ken Kugemaya in 3rd, and Jake Blackhall back in 5th as well. Jake's going to have some pressure there from Adam Zettinger here before long. Another close battle on the track. Ryan Shelton in 8th place. Marty Carroll in 9th. Looked like Ryan with the lockup there. That's going to let Marty get even just that much closer. I think Marty made a little mistake on entry there as well. There is great battles all over this track. Even go back to 16th place, Chris D'Angelo. He's just half a second back from Raymond Stair. Whoa, Raymond gets a little loose over the hump, loses his front grip, and loses his rear grip rather. Slides the car right into the wall. Tough break for Raymond. That is going to be some pretty significant damage there to the front of the machine. Probably going to have some difficulty steering that thing. Keep an eye and see how Raymond fares after that contact. That's going to move Marlon up into 18th. Not sure at all what has happened to Marlon this race here today. Marlon's fastest lap at 1:36.4. Take a look at these guys up here at the front, 1:35.5. So Marlon quite a ways off pace here, it looks like, here today. So, tough break here from Marlin so far. Things really heating up back here for Ken Kugemaya and Sean Kelly. Corey ahead of Ken Kugemaya by 1.3 seconds now, so Corey just starting to run off here. Ken Kugemaya with serious pressure back there from Sean Kelly. I'd say that much pressure from Sean might be slowing Kane down a little bit. Kane's down to 136.4s. It's still a great lap. That's the lap that we seen Marlin was starting, so Marlin ain't nearly as much off pace as I was thinking. Back in 9th, Marty Carroll still trying to get around the 20 machine of Ryan Shelton. Looks like he's got a good run here to the inside of Ryan Shelton. SDC Motorsports machine's going to give it a try. Ryan Shelton and the SDRT machine had the better corner through the next turn. Now they're side by side again. Nail-biter going over the hill. These guys still side by side. Great racing back here for this 8th spot. Looks like Marty is in the preferred line here for the next turn. Ooh, some lock up there from, I think, both of them. Ryan Shelton's going to come out on top on that battle. I think that lock up there was just enough to cause Marty to lift up just enough that Ryan was able to recollect it and take back over that 8th spot pretty securely. Marty's got to get around Ryan pretty quick though, because Marty's got his teammate Mick Cracknell back behind him, going to be starting to put some pretty serious pressure on Marty here before long. Back here in the 16th spot, Marlon McMullen is in 16th, Martin Weir in 17th. 0.3 seconds separate those two. Looks like Marlon actually just got around Martin Weir, so that's what's happening there. And Marlon's starting to pull away now, up to 0.5, 0.6 seconds now. So Raymond Steer, we saw him get into the wall earlier. He is in the pits getting some repairs done. That car was damaged too bad to continue. Hopefully he'll be able to get it repaired and get out and get some laps made. Let's check all the way back up at the front. Heath and Greg Galt in the number 1 spot, 9.5 seconds ahead of 2nd place Corey Preston in the 6 boost number 12 machine. Ken Kugemaya is still holding on to that 3rd spot in front of Sean Kelly, but that battle is just as intense as it ever was, less than half a second between the two. They have pulled away from Jake Blackhall in the number 9 machine. Jake 2.3 seconds back from Sean Kelly. Adam Zettinger 1 second back from him. Adam doing his best to try to catch up to Jake Blackhall. I think he's gaining on him. We might see a battle here for this 6th spot, 5th spot rather, here before too long. This battle for 8th we were watching, Ryan Shelton has pulled away now from Marty Carroll. Marty has let Mick Cracknell by as well. Now Craig Jones on the bumper, Marty Carroll wanting through. This car does look like it's taking these corners, especially like that high-speed corner there that we just seen. It really looks like it's quite aggressive through the turns now. A little contact there from Craig Jones as he accidentally locked her up going into the turn. Let's take a look from his point of view, see if he did any damage there to the back of the SDC machine. Battle is intensifying up here for 3rd. Sean Kelly right on the bumper at Kane Kugemaya as they come through the little chicane there. It does have a name, but I'll be darned if I know what it is. Lots of lockups here, more lockups than I've probably ever seen. On board with Sean Kelly as he's doing his best to track down Kane Kugemaya out in front. I should say track him down. He's got him tracked down. He is all over Kane Kugemaya. Kane doing a great job just staying out in the front and holding off such a hard charge from Sean Kelly. Just a little wide there from Sean Kelly. Probably a 1X there. Some serious new sounds here from iRacing for the V8 Supercar. Holden. I'm going to shut my mouth here for a second, stay on board with Sean Kelly, and just let you guys take a listen to these new sounds. If I haven't mentioned it, these guys on a new tire model now, and this new tire quite a bit different from the tire that these guys have been used to. They've been on that version 5 tire model for several seasons now. To come out here on this new tire model, seems like lots of guys having a little bit of trouble with the tire. 8 laps in, we're starting to see what seems like some pretty significant wear. A lot of these guys are locking up the brakes, and as we just seen with Sean there, a couple slides. So Sean Kelly now 1.7 seconds back from Kane Kugemaya. He's had been having such a great race there for 3rd place. Hopefully he'll be able to just put his head down and really reel him back in and get a battle going there for the end. That's not 8 laps in. Sorry guys, I said that a little bit ago. I just looked up and noticed that's 8 laps to go. My apologies. I have not broadcasted in quite a while, so I'm a little out of practice myself. Checking back here on this battle for 10th. Ryan Shelton has got that 10th spot. Ryan has just had serious pressure on him all day long from Marty Carroll. Mick Cracknell now from Craig Jones. Craig all over Ryan there for a top 10 position. Do see Marty now up in 9th, so Marty managed to catch up to Ryan and get past him while we were watching Sean. Another great battle here for 17th. Martin Weir in 17th. Richard Lucky back in 18th. Richard doing quite well to keep up with Martin Weir in that 17th spot. Some serious pressure there. Marty's going to be having a challenge before too long. That gap now down to 0.4 seconds. Can't see what it says on the back of Lucky's car, but obviously an American driver. Definitely enjoys seeing some American drivers show up to run in this America's Series. Of course, this series is open to everybody on the planet. It is most frequented by the Australian guys, as this is their absolute favorite car. But we're starting to get more Americans to appreciate the value of this car and join up and run in the series as well. It was good to see the American and Canadian drivers show up to race with us. Boy, Richard Lucky doing a great job today. Back in 18th position, but doing a fantastic job racing with Martin here. Let's check in on Adam Zettinger. Is the last we saw, he was trying to run down Jake Blackhall. He was just 1 second back. Now he's got that gap down to less than half a second and putting some serious pressure on Jake. Trouble for Craig Jones as he is spun around. We was just watching Craig battle it out with Ryan Shelton. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened to Craig there. Now back in 13th position. He just lost it on the rumble strip coming out of the turn there. Spun it around, stayed out of the way of oncoming traffic. Got it going again safely. It'll just cost him a couple spots there and he'll get going again. So again, I do want to take a second to thank you guys for tuning in and watching live. Do want to thank you guys who are watching it back on the replay as well, which will happen here in a little while. Appreciate you guys coming back and watching the show. Next week we should be back on iRacing Live, as I don't have anything on the schedule for the rest of the season, I think, other than the V8 Supercars America Series here on Friday nights, and the NASCAR iRacing Series on Wednesday nights. So things should return to a normal schedule next week. Ethan Greg Galt now 10.6 seconds ahead of Corey Preston. Corey had to deal with some traffic there through the first 10 laps or so of the race, and fell back, I would say about 9 seconds back. But ever since he got around Kane, he's only lost 1.7 seconds to Ethan. So Corey Preston, a lot of pace here in this new version of the V8 Supercar. Ken Kugamaya still in third place. Sean Kelly still at the same point as he was earlier. Now he's gained some time, down to under 1 second now. He's got it down to 0.8 seconds. Seems like just as soon as I clicked on him there, he really gained a lot of time. Starting to gain on Ken Kugamaya there. Sean Kelly, we might just get to see a battle here. 4 laps to go here at Oulton Park. Jake Blackhall back in 6th. He's managed to hold that gap back to Adam Zettinger. Even extended another half a second, as Adam Zettinger is almost a full second back now. So a lot of drivers locking up the brakes here today. I know I've said that a couple times already, but it just keeps becoming more apparent that tires might be becoming an issue in the latter stage of this race. Maybe the drivers just ain't quite got the brake bias figured out yet. Check back on the defending champion, Marlon McMullen. Marlon back in 15th from like a 20-second starting spot. I don't think Marlon was able to put in a qualifying time. If he did, it wasn't good at all. Back in 22nd spot, I believe, is where he started. Now up into 15th. He's got Chris D'Angelo back behind. Chris sticking right with Marlon. About half a second back. Sean Kelly has caught Ken Kugamaya again with 3 laps to go. Sean putting some serious pressure on the number 5 machine. Again, looking to get that spot. Another little lock up there. Jake Blackhall catching up as well. That ain't Blackhall. That's got to be somebody else. That's got to be Jake Burton back behind those guys. So Jake Burton back out on track. Car looking a little worse for wear. Looks like he's only 4 laps down. Looks like he's been back out on track for a long time. Jake Burton, victim of an accidental runoff from Mick Cracknell early on in the race. Kind of knocked both those guys off the track. Jake's damage was quite severe, forced a pit for him. And as we can see there, he lost 4 laps. Sean Kelly still working on the number 5 machine of Ken Kugamaya. This track proven to be the most difficult to pass at. I didn't realize it was so difficult to pass here at Oulton Park, but it's one thing we haven't seen a lot of here today is passing. Of course, there have been some that I've just managed to miss. Ethan Greg Galt has crossed the start-finish line for his last lap around here at Oulton Park. "10 seconds even ahead of Corey Preston, so Corey even gaining on Ethan here in the final stage of this race. Super impressed with Corey Preston here in his first race back in the America Series in a very long time. I haven't seen Corey all last season, so this very well could be Corey's first race back in an entire season. Anyways, great to see Corey having such a great race up in second place. A good clean run, it looks like. His car looks quite clean. Checking back up on our leader, Ethan Great Gold, just a dominating performance here today at Oulton Park. Some catastrophe just ahead of the leader. Something he definitely don't want to see. He's able to get by no problem, get across the line, and take the victory here for round one of the V8 Supercars America Series here at Oulton Park. Corey Preston in the 6 boost machine will bring it home in second place. Ken Kugemaya and Sean Kelly, it almost looks like Sean got him and finished third right on the line. That's what it was showing on my live timing, but we'll have to check the results to find out for sure. So after all that, Ethan Greg Gold is your race winner. Just a dominating performance here from Ethan Greg Gold, his first race back in almost an entire season. He did run a couple of the races at the beginning of the last season. Otherwise, we haven't seen him for a while, so good to see Ethan Greg Gold back here. And Ethan still in tip-top form, bringing it home in first place, 10-second lead over a very fast Corey Preston. Let's go through the official race results here. Don't mind the text up there. We are in season 3, not season 1 of the V8 Supercars America Series. Ethan Greg Gold finished the race out in first place. Corey Preston, a great run from Corey to finish out in second place. Ken Kugimaya was able to hold off Sean Kelly, but wow, was it ever close. Just less than a tenth of a second. So Ken Kugimaya in third place, Sean Kelly a close fourth, Jake Blackhall in fifth. That was a close finish as well. Back to Adam Zettinger. Actually, I was looking at the wrong thing. I was looking at lap time. Boy, it's been a while since I've done this. Alright, so I'm not even showing a time difference between Ken Kugimaya and Sean Kelly. That's how close those guys finished. But it gave the third place to Ken Kugimaya, Sean Kelly in fourth, Jake Blackhall in fifth, Adam Zettinger in sixth, Sanjin Dalalik finished in seventh, Mick Cracknell made his way back up into eighth, Marty Carroll with a ninth place finish. Ryan Shelton brings it home with a top 10. Dale Niche with an 11th place finish. Tony Klosterman finished in 12th. Marlon McMullen 13th. Chris D'Angelo brought it home at 14th. Craig Jones 15th. Sean Macbeth with a 16th place finish. Richard Lucky with a great run for his first time being here in the V8 Supercars America Series, at least in the broadcast split. I don't know if he's run this car a lot or not. This is the first time I have seen him. Martin Weir 18th, Quentin Young 19th, Chris Lucky with a 20th place finish there. Paul Gorell with a tough start. There it is. Race put him a lap down. Jake Burton finished 22nd. Raymond Stair in 23rd. And Michael Vanderhaas will finish 7 laps down in 24th. So there you have it, guys. That is the finishing results of the V8 Supercars America Series. Race 1 here at Oulton Park of Season 3. We do have a brand new voice channel here for the guys to come talk to us here in the race, after the race, so we may not get as many post-race interviews as we normally do, just because maybe some people won't know about the change, but we shall find out. We do got a couple people here ready for an interview, and I think I'll go ahead and start those interviews while the other drivers are coming in. Let's bring in Jake Blackhall. Jake with a great run here today. A little trouble early on, but he was able to get it back together and bring it home with a 5th place finish. So welcome to the show, Jake.
Thanks, Kane. Good to be here on the broadcast. Yeah, interesting race. Rubbins racing as it was. Me and Jake got together through the second chicane and just forced me wide early on, and then I just was sort of out of rhythm for the rest of that lap. But to come home with a P5 after all that was pretty good.
Yeah, I was glad to see you start here at race 1 of the series. You finished off last season really strong and proved that you could really be somebody to have to look out for this season. If you ran the whole season, does it look like you might be able to run the entire season here?
Yeah, I plan on running the entire season for Americas. I'm gonna knuckle down and see what I can pull out of the Logitech Commodore. We'll see what we can do. But yeah, it was tough getting used to the car. I wasn't comfortable with it the first sort of week the new car came out. But we knuckled down, figured out what we needed to do, and we were able to get a good car going. And yeah, I'm more comfortable than what I was. So hopefully we can do a full assault for the whole season.
Now, I don't have any team information on you, Jake. Are you with ERA? Is that... Uh-oh, my mic ain't working. I don't have any team information on you, Jake. Are you racing with ERA?
Yes, Evolution Racing Australia, yeah.
Awesome, I'll have to get that added in there. That's another awesome thing to speak about, your new sponsorship with Logitech.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to be partnered with such a global brand as Logitech, and as well as all our other sponsors. Can't forget MPMS Racing Simulators, Job Real Timing, Maverick Welding. They're all still there and supporting us, but it's just awesome to have another large sponsor on the car. And Logitech, as we all know, a world-renowned brand in sim racing, and they get good quality products, so it's good to be able to have them on the board.
Absolutely. I love seeing these new sponsors and even bigger sponsors starting to get interested in sim racing and in these sim racing broadcasts. It's just going to mean a lot more for the sport. But something to mention to the viewers and even the drivers. Yeah, these sponsors that you see on the cars, not just your teams but other teams. If you're at the store and you're choosing between products, don't hesitate to pick a product that you know is supporting the hobby that you enjoy. And your favorite sport here is the online racing community, and buy these products that are sponsoring not only your team but other teams and other cars, and just sponsoring the sport in general. I know I was at Best Buy just the other day, and well, just to get a mouse pad, and my choice was Best Buy brand or Lenovo, and so of course I grabbed the Lenovo brand only because they sponsor the sport that I'm interested in, the hobby that I'm interested in. So I think if we all really show some support to the sponsors that are on these cars out here, I think that it'll go a long way to showing the benefit of sponsoring these guys out on track.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. I know we as a team have multiple people who support all our sponsors, and it's good if we can continue to do that. It just shows how much esports is growing, and if we can continue to do that, who knows where online sim esports going to head. We could be on the world stage. Who knows? It's getting to that point now where it's starting to become that top echelon of online racing.
It is, and depending what series you're watching, it is very, very top level, and it's looking like this season here is turning out to be going to be quite a great season as well. But it's a lot of fun to watch. You guys definitely look like you're enjoying the new car out there. What are your thoughts on the new car?
Yeah, new car, not bad. I like I said originally, I wasn't too fond of it straight out of the box. I had to sit down and just turn a whole bunch of laps and try and figure my head around it. But the whole team at ER8, we've done an amazing job to get the car to where it is, especially Ian Ford helping with the setups. And the car is just dynamite now, where I'm able to be comfortable in it. So hopefully moving on to the other tracks, we can learn a bit more, and then hopefully still be able to have a competitive race car.
Well, Jake, thanks so much for coming and joining us. Can't wait to see what you bring to the series this season, and really glad to hear that you're going to try your best to run the entire series, so that's going to be awesome. We'll see you next week, Jake. Thanks for joining us. My mic wasn't working again. For some reason, whenever I click off, it won't go through on the TeamSpeak channel. I don't know why. I gotta figure that out because it keeps doing that to me. But thanks, Jake, for joining us. Really appreciate you coming in for a post-race interview. Glad to see that you're going to run the entire series here. I can't wait to see what you bring to the series. And we'll see you next week.
Thanks, Kane. Thank you.
It looks like our race winner has made it to the channel. Looks like everybody's starting to figure out the changes here. Welcome, Ethan Greg Gold, back to the V8 Supercars America Series. Another fantastic run from you. Got out in front early and just kind of ran away with the thing.
Yeah, that's actually my first race back in iRacing. Well, official, that is, for quite some time now. So, yeah, it's really good to stick the car on pole and just have a straight flag-to-flag win on that one, especially with the new car and all that being completely unknown, so it's awesome.
What are your thoughts on the new car? Well, I'll try that again. What are your thoughts on the new car?
Oh, well, this is actually my first full-length race with the car, so I didn't really have an idea what was going on with it, but yeah, it drives absolutely awesome. It's not the bastard that the last one was, to be honest. Yeah, the tyres, they really stay on the whole race. I think towards the end, the tyres only dropped off about 7/10, so yeah, it's really consistent and quite fun to drive, actually.
Awesome. It definitely looks like it's taken the corners more aggressive, and looks like it's a funner car to drive. I haven't even given it a shot yet, but it looks like it's a lot funner.
Yeah, with all the things they've added, like, they've completely changed the way you have to... Well, the car's still similar to what it is before, but it's a bit more complacent, and the fact that they've added the new awesome sounds to it just makes the whole package a better thing to drive, so... You still have to be quite patient on the throttle, and braking's still difficult, but yeah, it's an awesome thing to drive. I love it now.
Awesome. Well, anybody you want to thank here today?
I'll just thank Paul from SDC for just pretty much just because I only showed up this morning and he had me set straight away, and I believe that gave me the win. So yeah, thanks, mate.
Awesome. Yeah, Paul had a tough time at the beginning of the race. I guess I didn't get to see it, but seen he was a lap down early on, so a tough break for Paul Gorell. But really looking forward to see what he brings to the series this season as well. I really think that this season really could be a hot one with uh, several of these guys really showing some great pace so early on in the season. So it could be a good one. Good to see you back out on track, Ethan. It's been a long time since we've seen you out here dominating the front of this field, so it was definitely exciting to see you back out here.
Yeah, it has been a bit of good fun. The main reason I stopped doing it last season was I was a bit over the car, and to me, waking up, setting an alarm clock on a Saturday is not the best thing after a full week of work. So yep, I'm back and I plan to run the entire series, so should be good fun.
Awesome. I think it's going to be a great series. I think this season 3 is probably going to be the hot one of the year, so I'm excited for it. Well, thanks for coming in, Ethan, for the post-race interview here. Glad to see you found us, and look forward to seeing you next week.
Yep. Thanks for the awesome broadcast as always, Shane. Okay.
Well, you're very welcome. Hopefully, well, I know JD won't be back next week. He has some other commitments next week, so we'll see JD in a couple weeks' time, and hopefully we'll get it back on its normal level of quality of broadcast. Now let's hear from Sean Kelly. Sean, a great race today. So good to see you back in the America Series, and just back with such a fighting force, man. You were awesome to watch here today.
Yeah, hey guys. Yeah, it's been too long, isn't it? I think it's been almost a year, and hoping to make the whole season if I can. Sometimes a bit of a stretch, but hope to. And yeah, done about fighting force. Haven't had much time in the car, and not much sleep. Didn't wake up well enough. But yeah, I'll take that. It's all going to be all over the place, but would have liked to have been in second or somewhere. But congrats to Ethan, very strong. But yeah, new car's pretty tentative, but hesitant on the brakes and stuff, and I didn't actually know if it was in the US or Aussie service, so I was just taking it easy. But I was trying to pressure Kane towards the end, but caught the grass and gave a bit of a gap to him, relieved the pressure, unfortunately.
Did you guys end up finishing side by side? Because it didn't even give me a number of the. Oh. Did you guys end up finishing side by side? Because it didn't even give me a number of how far you guys were apart, how far you guys finished.
No, I think I went deep into a chicane and lost half a second or so, and it was all over from there. So, yeah, it just wasn't close enough towards the final 10 laps because I just lost a bit of speed. So, yeah, so good. It's nice to be in a new car. Drives pretty cool. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting some more time in it.
I'm looking forward to you guys getting some more time in it too. I could see a lot of brake lockups throughout the night. Like everybody was just locking the brakes up going into turns. So I think probably by next week, week 3, everybody's going to have this new car figured out, and we're going to see some great racing this season.
Yeah, maybe. To be honest, I've struggled with brakes since the new car consistently at all tracks, but the car takes curbs nice, which is good, so hopefully it takes less time to learn a track, because normally I'd spend the first hour just bouncing off curbs. So yeah, hopefully it'll take curbs, and hopefully I can get on top of the brakes, and it drives a little bit like a GT3 car out of the corner a little bit, so hopefully I can get on top of all that, and maybe give Ethan a run for a few rounds.
Well, I'm hoping so. I think you'll do quite well in the series, and definitely hope to see you back for the whole show. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, cheers, Kane. Good to catch up again.
Well, thanks for coming in, Sean. I appreciate you finding me here on the new channel and coming in for an interview. And hopefully we'll get to see you next week.
Sweet. Cheers, mate.
Thanks, Sean. Now let's hear from Corey Preston. Corey with an absolutely fantastic race here today. Definitely showing some great speed right here at the beginning of the season, Corey. Got around Kane there and just took off. And nice clean race. The whole thing, just a nice fast car. I think you're going to be a force to be reckoned with as well this season.
Yeah, thanks, Kane and JD. Yeah, car was great. I didn't maximise quali. I actually had a few mistakes in my qual lap, and then I binned my second lap. But I reckon I would have been at least 4 positions higher than what I was. But anyway, that was my fault. But yeah, I don't like making things easy for myself. Damn me, I'd had a bit of an incident. Lap 1, I tried to give Jake room on the inside at, I think, Island Bend, that long sweeping left-hander, and I just fell off the road. There was no grip there, and I was like, So yeah, that put me back a couple spots, and then yeah, that incident with Kane, Crackers, and Burton, that gave me a free kick basically, and then I was just free to chase Ethan, which he pulled away. I tell you what, that Ethan is fast. Somebody needs to check his car for illegal wiring looms and such. No way you can be that fast. But yeah, the car was good, and it held on to its tyres. So yeah, I don't want to say that I'm a force to be reckoned with. It's
Don't want to jinx yourself.
Okay. No, I have been quick all week, but it's just too early in the season yet. Like, the car needs to be good at all sorts of tracks. Like this track's got a mix of your slow and fast corners, and next week's all primarily sweepers. So the car needs to be good everywhere. And yeah, I just don't know yet. I think we're all still learning, but yeah, hopefully the season goes on the way it went tonight.
Well, from what I could tell, there was several laps there. You was going just as fast as Ethan, who was out in front, and just smoking. So hopefully things will continue on that way for you, and we'll see Corey Preston having a very good season this year.
Yeah, thanks. And just quickly, I've noticed with this new car, you've really got to be on top of your in-car adjustments. I mean, if you burn the rear tyres up, one, that's a click or two of rear end roll bar down for a few laps, and then once you get the balance back in the car, you can put it up again. But you can't, with the old car. You could just basically leave your settings as they were, and that was that. You just drove it. But yeah, this car, you've actually got to think on your feet and yeah, tune with what limited controls you have. So, but yeah,
Seen a lot
I
of
really enjoyed tonight's race, although my wheels are very hot, which is bad.
Seen a lot of brake lockups today. Did you find that you was having any trouble with your brakes?
Yeah, I found my car was a little bit clumsy at the hairpin. It had either just ever so slightly chirp the rears and four-wheel slide in there, or it'd lock the fronts and push off the apex. So I don't know. It's a trait my car's always had. Really, it doesn't like turn at low speed. So, but yeah, it's good everywhere else. But yeah, not so much locking, but yeah, just yeah. I mean, yeah, as I was saying, not so much locking of the brakes, just not getting the car to the corner. But I have noticed a lot of other people just burning tyres, and I think that's part of the iRacing netcode prediction system, just being a bit overzealous there. So
That is definitely a good point. That's something to keep an eye on as well. That could be the prediction software thinking that they're locking up the brakes when maybe they're not actually doing that. Something I'll definitely keep an eye on. Corey, really exciting. Really excited to have you back for the season. Hopefully we'll see you for the whole season. We missed you last season, so it looks like it's going to be a good one.
yeah, thanks Kane and JD, and I look forward to go watching the broadcast back, because I'm sure you guys will have improved over the off season, and yeah, it should be fun.
Don't be so sure about that.
Can't be that bad.
Well, JD's not with us here tonight. We'll get him back for round 3.
Oh, well, wherever you are, JD, if you're watching, come back here and start commentating, mate. Missing ya.
Yeah, we've been missing JD a lot these last several weeks, so hopefully he'll get his butt back in gear and come call some of these shows.
Yeah, if failing that, we can always get Sandman.
Yeah, I would love to be able to get Sandman in here. I'll bet that would be probably even a bigger challenge.
Just offer him a drink after he, shouts his throat out, and he'll take it, I reckon.
Well, Corey, thanks for coming and seeing us. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, thanks, Kane, and I won't say thanks to JD because he's not here now, don't know, but yeah, thanks, Kane. Yeah, look forward to talking to you next week.
Awesome. See you, Corey. Next, we're going to bring in Mick Cracknell. Mick, great start. Great start to your race there. Just a little mistake caused a little bit of incident there somewhere along the line. But a great comeback. I was really surprised to see your car do as well after that contact, and you come back up through the field as well as you did. So great job.
Yeah, cheers, Kane. Yeah, car setup was really good. Bit of an unfortunate incident with Jake. Kane got a slow down through a corner earlier and pretty much parked it on the apex and put Jake wide, and that gave me an opportunity to try and get through, but we made a bit of contact, and that's how it ended up. So there was just try and salvage a position, and the car wasn't too bad. It was just down on the straight line. So other than that, it was pretty good.
Well, it's awesome to see you back for another season here in the V8 Supercars America Series. What do you think of the new car?
Yeah, it's pretty good. We're still trying to get as much out of it as possible as far as setup goes, but it definitely has a lot more front grip than the old car, so which is what we were screaming for. So I think it's a lot better to drive than the old one for sure.
Sorry, just trying to get my screen back here, and then I'll be right back with you. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Lost my screen.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, so it looks like it's panning out to be going to be an amazing season this season 3. The car seems good. It sounds great. It looks like it's handling corners really well. It really looks aggressive on the turns, and a lot of drivers coming back to the series to give it a shot this season.
Yeah, no, it's good that we're seeing drivers come back to it. Like, that's what we sort of want for the series. Last season was a little bit sort of long, particularly with the old car. Some of the races were too long, so I think that caused a few people to sort of stay away from it for a little while and kind of wait for the new car to come in. And so new car, shorter races. I think it's going to be a lot more popular.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. I think the longer races really hurt the participation last season, and I think just people were just kind of just disappointed in not having the updates to the car and stuff yet. So now that we've got the car all updated, it seems like there's a renewed sense about the car, and
renewed enthusiasm.
There you go, exactly. Renewed enthusiasm for the car, and we're going to see a lot better season this season. That's what I'm hoping for anyway, and it started out just that way. So hopefully it continues on.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, a lot of people are starting to like the new car, so I'm pretty sure this season will be competitive. So yeah, we'll just sort of see how it goes. But yeah, I'm gonna give the Americas a good crack this season.
Good deal. Sounds like your teammate Ethan Greg Galt's going to be here as well, so hopefully we'll get to see the SDC boys doing quite well this season.
Ah, yeah, Ethan's going to be hard to beat. Doesn't matter what track you go to. Pretty much drove away with it today again. It's a pretty common occurrence for Ethan, so no, he's doing really well. And credit to him, he only just jumped in the car and did a few laps practice before today's race too. He hasn't been on much at all, so to pick up the speed as quick as he has, credit.
And with as drastic as the changes were to the car, the fact that he's able to just get right in and do as well as he did, that just kind of shows his alien ability. He's just one of those drivers. There's several of them in every series that can just pick up on that stuff real fast, and he is definitely one of those drivers.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I know when he joined SDC, like, once you gave him a setup to drive, that's it. He was blowing everyone away. It didn't take him long at all.
Well, it's going to be a good one for sure. Thanks for coming and seeing me, Mick. It's always good to talk to you. And Marty didn't come see me today, but I was going to ask him about SDC, if how things went in the off season for SDC, if we're going to see anything new from SDC this season.
Yeah, no worries, Kane. Say good day to JD for me as well. We got a little bit going on at SDC, but we'll sort of reveal all when all needs to be revealed, I guess.
There you go. Sounds great. Well, we'll see you next week, and good luck.
Cheers, Kane. Thanks.
Let's bring in Ryan Shelton. Ryan joined me at the end of last season for a broadcast, helped me call a race tonight, out on track, doing fantastic, brings it home in a top 10 position. So good job, Ryan. Good to see you out there doing well.
Yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. Now, had the issues last night in the server room. I probably would have joined you tonight, but kind of okay that I didn't.
Yeah, no doubt. Great finish, and it looked fantastic out there. Looks like you're enjoying the new car.
Oh yeah, I mean the new car is a blast. It's a lot of fun. I kind of bended a few times, especially in the first chicane. That first chicane caught me out probably half the race. I was just overshooting it, whatnot. I mean, it got dirty by about half the race, and it just made it way unpredictable of what you're about to drive into. So it ended up, that's what ended up causing the lap 11 side by side with me and Martin, which was fun, fun to say the least. But then also that's what got me behind too.
Yeah, you was one of the drivers on the track that had a battle the entire race. If it wasn't Martin that was with you, it was Marty Carroll or Craig Jones. You always had somebody really fighting for position, so you had a pretty tough race, but it looked like it was fun as heck.
Oh man, it was definitely a blast. I mean, me and Marty stayed within a second of each other pretty much the entire race. Minus the first couple of laps and the last couple of laps where I just kind of let it go when the tires went away. But I mean, even Dale Neese tried to get in there at the very, very end because I'd pretty much lost it coming out of the turn 3. But I mean, overall, that was by far one of the best races I've ever had on iRacing. Not so much like best as in driving, but best as in the drivers around me. It was just a lot of fun. It's exactly why I pay for this service.
There you go. That's a great description of a good race like that. Those are the reasons we subscribe and pay to come race in this service, and that's what we used to see every week in this series was just great racing like that all throughout. And just, I don't know, the last couple of series just kind of didn't really seem like they were going that way. But it looks like, of course, there was a couple accidents tonight as well, but you could tell they were just accidents. It wasn't drivers just hammered in and, you know, no concern for other cars or anything. It was just, an accident, and those are going to happen. But I really think we're going to see a great season here, season 3, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, even myself, qualifying, I kind of messed up. I wasn't, perfect. I had a 35.5 that I could have done. Just kind of messed it up. But I was looking at the timesheets. I mean, first until me, I started 12th, was a second, and that's a gap we haven't seen in a while. And I think that's going to really, really help out with the racing. As long as I think what's next. I don't even know where we're going next week, but I'm sure it's going to be a lot better for keeping the cars on track.
Yeah, I thought somebody had said it, but I can't remember what they said. I know Corey said that there was more sweeping corners in it instead of the chicane type.
But yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of fun. We're going to be going to Brands Hatch Indy circuit, so the short course.
What?
So we're doing the short Brands Hatch. So it should be a lot of fun, and that should bring some crazy racing. But yeah, it's gonna be a blast.
Yeah, what are those going to be, like 30-second laps? Oh my goodness, that's going to be crazy.
They should be probably around the low 50s.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. I guess it's going to be a lot of laps, but just short little laps.
Yeah, we're doing 35 laps, so that race should be just about as quick as this one.
Yeah, another little sprint race. That's going to be fun.
Yeah,
it looked good today. The cars.
It should be a lot of fun.
So many races throughout the field. The cars really stayed pretty bunched up. Even in 18th, 19th spot, they were still racing for position. So I'm really liking the new car.
Yeah, and the drivers on our end are also liking it too. It's really helped out us because the car is a lot more predictable. Not so much that it's easier. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people think it's easier, but it's not as predictable, or it's more predictable now. So you're allowed to drive it in harder. You're allowed to get side by side a lot more easy per se. But the battle with me and Marty, that wasn't going to happen in the old car. Just plain and simple. One of us were going to let loose on the gas and spin out and hit the grass. But with this new car, we were able to plant the car exactly where we wanted to, roll onto the throttle and race how we should be able to race. And it really helped out. It made, obviously it made for some good watching, but it made for some fantastic on track racing.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to see what the season brings. It's looking like it's going to shape up to be probably one of the best seasons, probably the best season of the year. This year's kind of been going down slowly till this season. I think this is going to peak it right back up there. So I can't wait. I'm ready to have some good action in the series again. And get that action level back up high. And I think we're going to do it.
Yeah, and I think the car getting revitalized because it was getting really stale. I almost contemplated, not racing the past 2 seasons, but I stuck it out and want to still race it, still get better. But this new build has really helped out with participation. I mean, we had 48 people show up to race this car tonight, which is probably the highest it's been in probably 3 seasons, I would say. We had 2 completely full rooms.
Yeah, it was fantastic to see for sure.
I think maybe the last time that would happen was when Monza was like in its 2nd season. And we got 3 splits. But other than that, it's always been 1, maybe 2 small splits. But I think now that this car has got, some help on it, it's going to be a lot easier for new guys to come in and kind of, drive it, pretty competitively. But I've been trying to get a couple of my buddies to hop on, but they all say it's too hard. And I'm like, but they're all GT3 drivers anyway, so.
I think the GT3 drivers will like the new car, so
Yeah, and
hopefully
that's
we'll
why
see
I've been
some
trying
of
to
them
get them.
transfer over.
Yeah, and a lot, and the guys who do drive the GT3 and then drive this, they said it's pretty much the same. It's just like the hardcore version of it.
Well, Ryan, thanks for coming and helping me out. Good to see you in the race. A great job. I know that next week JD will not be here, so it'll be just me next week, and then JD will be back for round 3. So if we don't see you on the track next Friday, maybe we'll see you here in the booth.
Yeah. The plan was, I mean, even yesterday was to just run the Thursday race and then come help you out over on this side of the screen. But obviously with the server issues, I didn't want to leave that on the table. So, but anyways, yeah, depending on if the servers hold up next week, I really hope they do. Because last night I was kind of mad. I got pole position and then they crashed. But yeah, I'll be up here with you.
Awesome. Well, look forward to seeing you next week. Enjoy your weekend.
Oh yeah, best believe it. See ya.
Let's bring in Marlon McMullen. Marlon with kind of a tough race here today, I'd say. What happened, Marlon? I came in right after qualifying and seen that you were back in 22nd place.
Yeah, no, it's probably one of the worst races I've done in a very long time. Also got a new headset, so hopefully I sound a little bit different today. But yeah, nah, I knew all week I was going to have a lot of issues here. I haven't done really. I've done a few laps, but from the laps I've done since the update, my computer's just gone so far, even further south, down off a cliff with frame rate issues, and I don't know what to do at the moment. So yeah, I knew it was going to be pretty tough. So yesterday I did the best job I could do. Fortunately, iRacing had their little issues. And I learned as much as I could for today's race. Came in with a little bit more positivity, but unfortunately qualifying didn't really go that well in the end, and popped it down in 14th. So it wasn't the best, but I think it was 14th. Yeah, it wasn't the best. It was all I could really do today. That's the genuine pace I got, because I think I'm about a second slower than what I should be this week, just with my frame rate issue. And yeah, going into that race, it's so bad of an issue at the moment. I did not even want to start on the grid, so I just completely missed the start. Chose to start from the pits as a safe option, not just for myself, but everyone around me. You don't want to be that crazy larrikin to take out everyone on the first race of the season, especially coming off such a high as a championship win. But yeah, it just shows you in 2 weeks how much things can change. And just went out there and did the best job I could do today, and was already 20 seconds off last position, by the end of turn 1 in the first lap. So to come home in 13th, pretty much a godsend. So got some valuable miles today in the car. Felt pretty good, but there's not much I can do at the moment at all with this computer. So this season, I'm just going to write off this season and just focus on really season 4 and just try to enjoy it. I don't even want to know how much iRating I've lost in the last 2 races. I think I've lost about over 150 or something. So it's going to take it with a grain of salt and go, this is your issue, and just have fun. And that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, until you can get the money saved up for your new PC, which hopefully you can do that throughout the season and show up for season 4 with a brand new machine. This TeamSpeak bug is just going to drive me crazy. I have to click onto the TeamSpeak window somewhere to bring it to the foreground, even though I have it clicked to stay at the foreground. If I don't, then even though I'm pushing the button, it don't transfer through. So if anybody knows how I fix that, let me know, because that's really, I have to repeat myself so much, it's really a bother. So if anybody knows how to get that to work, let me know, please.
It's going to say, I thought I was about to do a solo commentary into my interview then. I was like, where did you go?
I like about you, Marlon, is whenever I interview you, you pretty much take care of the whole thing. You start at your qualifying and you go into the start of the race and then the middle of the race clear to the end, and it's like you just took notes throughout your race on what all happened and you just cover it all. I don't even have to try to remember what happened with your race, but I definitely think I had an error at the beginning with the overlays and the starting grid, because I think there was several drivers that weren't starting where I called them out at. It was showing you down in 22nd, I think, maybe 18th, something like that. And it definitely wasn't 14th, so it was definitely messed up. So apologies to everybody for that one. I don't know what happened there. I didn't even realize it till you told me that you were 14th.
Yeah, no, it's just one of those things. I mean, even yesterday we had issues. We couldn't even up in the second qualifying lap. Everything just went completely amiss, and yeah, no one was able to do their second lap yesterday. So been a little bit of weird issues lately. I mean, as well with the new season, little bits of things getting added here and there can affect the overlays as well. So, but yeah, it was just pretty much the smartest thing today to start from the pits. I did not want to ruin anyone's race because I'd feel pretty crap. I mean, I feel pretty terrible at the moment. I mean, that's my worst result in a very long time, if not ever. But hey, at least I've still keeping my DNF record intact. So, but yeah, no.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say that. I was getting ready to say in well over 2 years that we've been broadcasting this series, and umpteen seasons, probably 16 seasons or so of this series, we've only seen you have one DNF, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, just one DNF, and just very few incidents. But something tells me that if you would be that guy to go through and wreck several cars like that at the start, that you would never hear the end of it.
I don't even want to imagine the amount of political warfare that would develop. It would be World War III and another Armageddon.
Well, appreciate you coming in for the post-race interview, even though I know it was a tough race for you. Hopefully you can save throughout this season and show up for Season 4 with a brand new machine.
Yeah, no, last week I got really sick last week, so unfortunately I had to miss a couple of days off work, but I've nearly hit my target of... it's a lot of money for this new computer. I mean, as I said, I wanted to go 4K, so, as soon as I go 4K, I found out last night they're making 8K products, but they cost over 120 grand. I'm like, who's got the money for that? But, going 4K is quite expensive, so it's been a while to save up, but, the amount of... how long I've had to deal with this for about the last 6 months, I'm so over it. I just feel like going out right now and buying a new computer, but that would be silly. I don't want to do that. I'm just going to save up a little bit more just to make sure everything's A-OK, and I'd rather just make sure that it lasts the next 4 years, because that's how I really sort of aim with the target builds with my computers. So yeah, coming back, I'll be completely remotivated. But the problem is, I mean, I know how fast I am. 2 years ago, I remember I used to finish 20 seconds ahead of everyone. Obviously, everyone's caught up, but I know that's still in me. I've just got to relearn how to drive again. So hopefully this new computer, once it all becomes more consistent, I can relearn my minute controls. And rather than looking for seconds at the moment, trying to catch up, I can find those thousands of seconds again like the old days. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'll probably get the new thing by about week 6, hopefully. So you never know. My season can completely have a revival, but we'll just see what happens.
Well, that would be awesome to see. I know I built JD a PC a couple weeks ago, and he's got it now. And he said that it's completely different going from a machine that you're fighting for frames on and will dip down into the 30 frame range and even lower sometimes, to have one that stays over 100 frames a second all the time. He's been going out running, the NASCAR is what he enjoys doing, so he's been going out running these NASCAR races, and he's been doing better than he ever has. He's been finishing 5th and 6th and everything in these races where normally he would struggle to finish them. It just the steering wheel response is so much quicker, and you don't realize the steering lag, or even the pedal lag that you get whenever your PC's struggling. So I think getting a new PC could be right up your alley for seeing those improvements that you want to see.
Yeah, I definitely know. I mean, I feel like Red Bull at the moment saying, look, we've got a new Formula 1 engine, we're going to go half a second quicker. But I mean, I've done this for nearly 10 years now. I know where I'm losing out on. It's all the computer. I just cannot hook up apexes and braking markers. And it's all the micro corrections and sort of minute controls that make you so fast throughout a lap. And the way I can only explain it is when it all hooks up perfectly, you are in such a world of synchronicity that you're just flowing this amazing wave of that you never knew that you had in your own. I have not had a race like that, I think, since mid-Ohio last season, where literally I won by 20 seconds that race. That was a race where my computer was just 100%. Even the race I did with Ethan at Oulton Park, where I barely got him, and we remember what happened in the last few laps of the lap car. That was a race as well where the computer was fine. So I know I still got it in me, but yeah, you know, when the pedals went downhill, one thing, and then now the computer, it's like, let's just get over these hurdles and just come back and have some fun, you know. There's only so much you can take. You can only smile for so long. But, you know, it's good to hear about JD as well. And that's the thing, as you said, you know, all these new things to start happening, all these brain connections start hooking back up again. And you're like, oh, my God, I can actually drive. I'm not as bad as I ever thought I was. So there's positivity over the horizon, and that keeps me going. So, yeah, thank you again for today as well.
No sweat. It looks like it's shaping up to be a fantastic season. Got a lot of drivers enthused about the new car and seeing lots of new drivers on the track. So I think we're going to see an awesome season here for season 3. Just hopefully you'll get your machine fixed before it gets too deep into the season, and we'll get to see you out there competing at the front of these fields too.
It's all good. I'm not focusing on a 6 championship yet. There's no need for that. It's just about having fun. And yeah, I'd like to see a few other guys come up and have a crack at it this season, because there's so many good drivers in this field that, you know, I rate and recommend. And it's just about pushing themselves through the consistency phase of the season and just having that good run. So we'll see if anyone's become smarter and can pull off more consistent results, because that's all you need to do to win it. But obviously, when Ethan's around, it's going to be a little bit harder for everyone else. So, but I love to get back to that pace that, you know, I was running with Ethan and Madison, all that. So, yeah, just got to think about the next 6 weeks. So that's all right. Just go week by week now.
Well, thanks for coming in for the interview, Marlon. We'll see you next week at Brands Hatch. Looks like a really small track. That one might be easier on the PC, since there won't be as much track to render and stuff like that. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
Well, I did a race the other day. Things weren't looking very good there. I came on the front straight, and Jason Dixon nearly saw me completely lose into the wall as I lost about a second of input. But no, it is what it is. It's one of those tracks where you've got to be really smooth because of the elevational changes and all that. So it's going to be really, really great racing. Don't get me wrong. This new car's really spiced up the field. It's just a shame I can't Sorry, I shouldn't say that. It's just a shame I can't really do anything at the moment at all. So, but, you know, as I said, just focus on the next few weeks and just enjoy it. I just want to get to Virginia. I miss that track. You know, I love that circuit.
Yeah, that one's going to be a fun one as well, especially in this car. That's one that I'm definitely looking forward to.
Cheers for today again. Thank you for that. And hopefully, yeah, see you at Brands Hatch, and JD will be back soon.
Yes, sir. Thanks again, Marlon. Well, that's going to wrap it up, guys, for this week's edition of the V8 Supercars America Series. This has been round 1 of the V8 Supercars Americas at Oulton Park. Your winner was Ethan Greg Galt. Second place, Corey Preston. Third place was Kane Kugamaya, I think. Let's just double check that just to be sure. There we go. Kane Kugamaya in third. So thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you next week.
Opportunities, incredible move. What a deserved victory. Great drive, well done, brilliant job. And now we got a race for the lead. It's off into the wall. He's gonna go to the inside.